Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Wild Card Podcast. I'm your man Kendall. I'm here with my man Khalil. We back again. We ready to go talk about some draft, talk about some HBCU quarterbacks right after this intro.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rep. Last time that I checked, it was in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first the money, the respect, and the power come next. Last time that I checked, I've been self-made from the dribble. I was been saying I'm a
Kendall, we're back, man.
What's up, bro?
I feel like we haven't been live in like a month. Which we
know, right? It feels good to be back, though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of missed you a little bit.
Just a little bit. Kendall, I got a quick little announcement I want to make before, because we need some support.
All right, bro. Do you?
First, anybody out there who would like to donate at any capacity, no matter what it is, nothing's too big, nothing's too small. We take anything. It'll be greatly appreciated. Our Cash App will be in the ticker down below. $wildcard 2K. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can get constant updates. Or same thing on Twitter, Instagram. We back rolling. Let's get into it. Kendall, what we got for today, man?
Hey, man. So, you wanted to do this. So, we talking about this article. Great article, by the way. Shout out to.
Was it great?
I thought it was. I guess we're going to disagree. But shout out to the people that made it. You're gonna see it. HBCU draft players.com. Go watch their content. Go look at their blogs and all of that. As far as I'm concerned, it's great content. So, but yeah, we're gonna get into it.
We probably disagree.
Okay, since you disagree so vehemently, you can start out.
All right, so everybody, like Kendall said, we got some content here for you guys. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. That is blurry. It did not come out how I expected it to come out. We gonna rock with it, right, Kendall?
I guess we got to.
It just looks bad on our end. It looks good on their end. Okay, so first things first. Who they have ranked as the number 1 quarterback is Davius Richards. I agree with that. Davius Richard. I'm sorry. Davius Richard. Number 2, Quentin Williams at Howard University. Number 3, Jeremy Musa. Fam, Andrew Body, one of our favorites. Shout out to Miss Body and Andrew. Malcolm Mays, Hampton. Miles Crawley, a former Hornet. Aaron Allen, Alcorn State. Trezon Conley, Prairie View A&M. Draylon Ellis, Tennessee State. And Corey Fields Jr., South Carolina State at number 10. Kendall, I got to say this. My biggest issue with this list, I was cool. I was chilling until I saw this right here. Can you see? Can I see where number 6? Number 6. Number 6.
Yeah, I knew you was going to have a problem with this.
Miles Crawley. Miles. Number 6, a top 10 quarterback in the HBCU. Kendall, what did he do last year? Keep in mind, if you read this article, y'all, it says in the caption, Miles Crawley transferred from Alabama State University and has yet to start an entire collegiate season. Meaning this dude been in school for 3 to 4 years and had one full season. Kendall, explain. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all, swacking the fool, the blue bloods. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's me, Kendall. I'm just, they seeing something I'm not seeing. Let me know, Kendall.
Okay, I'll agree with you. I will agree with you on the point of, number 6 was kind of shocking to me. Especially considering some of the guys that are lower than him that started, the whole season or whatever. But if you look at you talked about the first sentence. I'm gonna look at the second sentence. Nevertheless, he shows great promise and is expected to be a key player for Grambling State. Now, I will say that for one, Miles has proven to me to have some potential. Regardless of what you think that potential is, he's proven to have some potential. And by all, everybody that's talking about Grambling, he's gonna get the keys to the kingdom. He's gonna get the keys to the team. He's gonna have free reign for the first time in his collegiate career. For that, I completely understand why he would make this list because of potential. But that's also my problem. We're going based off of potential when some guys have the resumes to back up their work.
Can I? You read poetry. I had to. I'm sorry.
So that's my biggest issue. It's not the fact that he's on the list because I do think that he has the capabilities of the players that are on this list. It's just the fact of you can only rank potential so high, and I feel like number 6 is just a little bit too high. But
in the top 10 is too high.
Well, that's
a backup, Kendall. You are a backup in and out. If that's the case, him and Didi's stats weren't that different.
That's fair, but I also think the same way that we rank potential is the same way that we include, health in this. I'm not. There's no way in the world I would see Didi on this list just because he didn't play a full season.
No, I'm not saying he should be on the list. I'm not saying it at all.
Okay, all right. I think you need to clarify that.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Maybe next year we can have a conversation about that. He'll start, gaining people's respect, knocking on wood, and he stays healthy, knocking on wood again. Maybe things will change, but we're acting like Miles. I don't know where all of this Miles hype came from, just because he's going to Grambling. I don't get it. I don't know why. He got invited to the Manning Skills Camp, or whatever, as a counselor. Mm-hmm. Kendall, what are we doing? What are we basing this off of?
So for one, I think the hype is coming from the fact that people looking from the outside in are saying, okay, this is a dude that showed promise. This is a dude that, had spurts of starting, but he never had consistency. He also went through 2 different coaches. You had Didi with the injury. Didi came in, obviously, to take that spot and to hold that spot. And, they battled for it. Injuries played a part in that, but they did battle for it. So, in my opinion, looking at that, I think a lot of people are basing it off of he's finally getting his own shine. He's finally getting the opportunity to play his own brand of football. I mean, Hugh Jackson seems like he's a great big fan of him, which I think, he deserves that, to have that in the coach. And, I think people saying, all right, bet, like this is the dude. Now,
do you buy this hype, Kendall? Do you buy into this hype? So anybody in here can let me know. Are y'all buying into this Miles Crawley hype? Because Kendall, he had a great game last year against UCLA, against a great D1 program who finished within the top 25. He also had a couple good moments against Jackson State from what it was worth. However, he's not that. My thing is, people talk about Didi so bad, they're not that different.
We're not here. We're really not here to compare Didi to Miles. I feel like we've done that for a long time now.
Yeah, fair.
But I just feel like there's intrigue there. There's intrigue because Miles gets his own team. He has a coach behind him that highly recruited him, did all of that for him. So I think the way that he's looked so far, especially like Swag and Food just said in the spring game, hey, he could be that. He could be that guy. So my only problem with it, because we disagree on this, my only problem with it is that I feel like it's too high based on what he's done in the past. I believe he can play up to this level. I definitely believe he could be a top 6 quarterback. But I just feel like it's a little too high right now.
Okay, Kendall. Now go through the rest of the list Are you able to get access to the list real quick?
Yeah.
I can scroll. So
if you could go back up to number 2, because number 2 was a very interesting one for me.
Got you, Quentin Williams. Go ahead.
I'm not going to put a lot of stock into when we played against Howard in the MEAC SWAC challenge. I'm not going to put stock into that because that was a 5-hour game. He didn't look that impressive to me, but circumstances, nobody really looked all that impressive to me in that game. But some of the games that he played against, like Morgan State or Morehouse, like he didn't shine to me. He didn't bounce off my screen. Like I never looked at him this season and said that is the second best quarterback. That is the second best HBCU quarterback. That wasn't something that happened to me. So I feel like because of that,
There we go. There we go.
Because of that, I'm looking at him kind of suspect at number 2. Not saying that he shouldn't be on this list, because I definitely think he should be. But number 2 just felt very, very high to me. But you could also say that maybe is the drop off between Richard and Williams,
because there's a gap.
Yeah, so that could just be the gap between number 1 and number 2. Which, if that's the case, that's fine. But seeing Quentin right after Richard was just kind of it kind of caught me off guard a little bit.
Kendall, do you feel like another thing I noticed? Jeremy Musa at number 3. I think him like Miles. I think he's better. I think he's better than Miles. However, we saw what he did against us. The dude struggled. He didn't play a complete game of football. What was it? 4 or 5 turnovers consecutively within that fourth quarter? No, this is all
SWAC.
This is all HBCU quarterbacks. All HBCU. So MEAC, SWAC, whatever other conference you want to throw in there. SIAC, yeah. So I just don't. I'm not the biggest. How do you feel about Jeremy Musa? Because you mentioned, when we played them those first couple drives, FAMU.
Talking about, I don't know what I was just talking about with SIAC. I have no idea what I was talking about. But what? Say it again. I'm sorry.
How do you feel about Jeremy Musa? We saw him play against us, and for that first quarter, he looked like the best. We said this dude might be better than Shedeur. He looked better against us in the first quarter than Shedeur did. He had a great arm. Now, granted, he got some really. His receivers aren't Jackson State worthy, but he did. Wrong guy, bro. Wrong guy. But it's okay.
This is a compilation, my boy.
Oh, my fault. By the way, shout out Darius Richard, my favorite quarterback on this list.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, here we go. Jeremy Musa, Xavier Smith. You know what I'm saying? He had weapons, probably the second best amount of weapons within the SWAC. Just to be honest with you, right? Would you agree?
I'm guessing you saying Shedeur is the first.
Yes.
Okay. I can agree.
And you have Coach Willie Simmons, who was a great offensive mind, who schemed these guys up and down. Now this year, I think we're really going to be able to judge what he is and what he's capable of within his system. But I'm not as high, not at 3. And I love Andrew Kendall. I love him to death. I love him as a quarterback. I love his what he stands for. I don't think he's 4th. I think Miles is better than Andrew, given a full season.
I don't agree with that.
You don't think so?
To be honest with you, and looking back at some film of Andrew, I feel like Andrew Body can contend for that top 3 more than Miles can. Like if I were to re-rank this list, Andrew Body might compete for number 3.
Are we going based off potential or what he's shown?
I feel like no matter how you put it, potential is always going to play a factor in this. But for me, it's also about what I've seen. Like I said, I'm not overly high on Quentin Williams at number 2. I could see slotting in Jeremy Musa at number 2 and then having Quentin and Andrew battle for number 3.
Right.
I could see that. So when you put it like that, I mean, first of all, I don't really feel like Texas Southern as a team helped Andrew as much. I mean, he did battle with some.
Kendall, let me ask you this: if Andrew and Jeremy switch places, blind flip, what are we doing? Do we feel like Andrew will be more successful at FAMU, or Jeremy Musa will be successful at Texas?
I feel like Andrew would be a lot more successful because you gotta think about it. For one, you already said it. That is a great wide receiving core at FAMU. that it was phenomenal last year, and it's probably going to be as good or not better this year. So Andrew would flourish at FAMU with those wide receivers. I truly do believe that. I feel like Jeremy. So first of all, when they played against us, because we said this about a couple of quarterbacks on this list, when they played against us, they weren't as impressive. I feel like that's a testament to our defense more than it is a knock on them, because our defense was like that.
He's crazy.
Statue of Liberty. I've never heard that one before. I'll say it like that. But I feel like Jeremy would struggle not having those assets, because that's a great wide receiver core that he has at FAMU. So I feel like Andrew, if we do that, Andrew at FAMU all day.
I'm just going based off what I've seen, and I know he had a pretty poor. Texas Southern isn't a great team. Let's just be honest. They're not a great team. They have a great running game. Their offensive line is bad. Their defensive line is bad. And personally, I wouldn't be surprised if in this upcoming year, after this season, Andrew were to transfer, because this will be your third year. They haven't fired your coach yet, who's won, 6 games within the last maybe 6 to 10 games within his 5 years of being at Texas Southern. It's not a good situation. It doesn't seem like it's going to trend upwards. So, What else did you notice from this list, Kendall?
I see. So one thing on this list I would have loved to see is like an honorable mention, because I would have loved to see who's contending for these last couple of spots. Because I mean, Trayvon Conley from Prairie View, I felt like as a dual threat quarterback, I feel like I may rank him a little higher, just because of those intangibles. But I mean, I feel like it's a lot more closer at the lower you get in this list than at the top, because we talked about the jump already. The drop off between Richard at number 1 and Williams at number 2 is a big. It's like
LeBron to Curry. There's a huge drop off.
Both of them have 4 rings. Curry has 3 against him. So please, all right, now let's try this again. Okay. But that huge drop off at the top is the opposite. There's the opposite at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like Trayvon Conley. I do, but I don't know how much. I don't know how much he has over Aaron Allen. I just don't. Partly because I haven't seen a whole lot of Aaron Allen to really say, okay, he's by far the better quarterback. But 7 through 10 is like, kind of up there for me. I can see some shifting if you really break down each individual player. I can see some shifting
for sure. Like you said, Trayvon Conley is special. Like you said, a dual threat quarterback.
Aaron not even starting. Oh wow.
That's insane.
If that's true, then yeah, I don't see how he's over Trayvon then.
Yeah. Kendall, this is one thing I also want to mention, and this isn't even talking about the rankings. We have to, in the SWAC, we have to adapt the air raid offense, because these numbers, are very, and it's not because the quarterbacks are bad. It's because the offenses that we're running are so outdated. You saw now granted, like me and you both said, Kendall, Shador also, he had a lot of empty calorie games, for lack of a better word, where he's just throwing just to get stats and throwing just to get numbers and being in that Heisman race. But we have to find a way to get these guys at least, 20 passing touchdowns a season. I'm seeing a career like right here. Trayvon Conley, his whole career, he's throwing for 28 touchdowns, 13 picks. Mm-hmm. That's what some players doing in a season. That's a good season.
I agree. I think that's, to be honest, I feel like the way that they wrote this list, they wrote it like that because you want these guys to look as good as possible.
Yeah.
But some guys have season stats, and then other guys have
career stats.
Yeah, career. Yeah. So it's like, I agree with you. I would like to see some more, parity, some more like, where these quarterbacks can really show off their talent, because I feel like sometimes they're a little bit restricted. I mean, we talked about that with Alabama State's offense in the past. Restricting your quarterback, especially when it's not as easy when you don't have the weapons. Also, I feel like that's another thing that we got to look at, because I think one of the reasons why Jeremy was so good was partly due to his weapons. Not saying that he's not a good quarterback, but your weapons play a big factor in some of the play that you have.
Absolutely.
And especially the way that he was playing, part of the time you got to give it to some of his receivers, because he wasn't all that impressive some games.
For what it's worth, I'm not trying to act like I don't want to I don't want to recap the Celebration Bowl from last year, but I do. We talk about empty calorie stats. Davius Richards. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it. Davius Richard he went toe to toe with who many people thought was the best quarterback. Well, not many people thought he actually was the best quarterback in HBCU football last year. He went tick for tack with Shador in that Celebration Bowl.
That's why I was completely fine with the number one, and that's why I acknowledge the drop off, because, like you said, we looking at somebody who a lot of people have a lot of stock in Shador, and he's sometimes in that game he looked better than him. He outdueled him in some points of that game. I mean, that's proven to me everything I need to know, especially against a Jackson State defense who was very good, extremely good.
Yeah. We want to talk about this coming right here real quick. Shador had better overall stats. I don't want to do what we do usually with Jackson State fans, but stats are one thing, but impact is a different thing. I think you can have better stats than someone, but still not have as big of an impact.
Another thing, I mean, kind of going on what you were just saying. Another thing about Richard in that game, I think he only threw for one touchdown, but he had two rushing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And he was also, I mean, these are trick plays, and obviously it's a championship game, so you're going to see more of those. But he also did some damage. I think he caught like two balls, and I think one was for a 2-point conversion as well. So, like you were talking impact, you're not really going to see that in what I think he had like 175. I think he went 175 for in 15 of 20 or something like that. So that's not amazing statistics compared to Shador, because like you said, Shador did have, I think he threw for like 40. He threw 40 times, I think.
Yeah.
So
that's their offense too. Their offense.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, the offense plays a part in that too.
The SWAC style of play, well, specifically what Jackson State brought to the SWAC was the air raid offense. Since I've been watching, nobody else is doing this really, except for maybe Akil Glass at A&M with Coach Maynard, and maybe want to throw FAMU in there. But I do feel like Jackson State's offense, if you put certain quarterbacks in their offense, it would have shown more ability. They have the ability to show more of what they can actually do, as opposed to, we play a lot of traditional old school football in the SWAC.
I can agree with that, because I think we've talked in length about Alabama State's offense, for example, where when in doubt, run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how well your running game is, when in doubt, run the ball. So it's like you're not really your quarterback isn't really getting that opportunity to, go off if you're relying on a run game when you don't have the best run game.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. Kendall, I
had a feeling you was going to be upset about this. Like I said, the only thing
I made the list. I want to react to it.
The only thing I'm looking at when it comes to this is him being a little too high based on what he's done in the past. That's it. I could see Miles being on this list. I could see him playing up to top 6 HBCU quarterback, but I just felt like it was a little too high right now.
And we're going to get to see Grambling up close and personal this season.
Port City Classic,
the week after Mad City Classic.
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna get to see with their offense. This season. I think we're gonna be able to see a little bit more of what Hugh Jackson's intentions are and what he's trying to push, because he's an offensive coach. So his game style is going to hopefully fit what Miles' skill set is. Do we know what Miles? Number 7.
I agree. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah. Once y'all told us that he isn't even starting, yeah, I agree. That's a crazy, because then what is your top? If you don't even include him, what does your top 4 look like? I mean, what does your bottom 4 look like?
Yeah.
I don't even know, because like I said, I haven't watched as much film on the guys at the bottom as I have at the top. But at the bottom, it's like, what do you do now? Past six, they just started filling in. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
At 6'2". Yo, I'm not here to bash Miles. I think he's a great guy, a really good quarterback with a high upside. However, he's just not one of the best. I just have a problem with how people think he's just this leaps and bounds ahead of, if he was that guy, Kendall, why don't you think Coach Robinson would have been starting him last year? Let's be real.
So I'm gonna be honest. Football, especially, I mean, college sports is politics, but football especially. Do you know how bad that makes him look? Not saying that Miles wouldn't deserve to have this be his team, but you got to think about it as if I'm Coach Robinson, I recruited a kid that I thought could start on this team right now. I didn't recruit a star high school recruit. No, not only did I go for a transfer, I went for an SEC transfer to take my team. So if I just say, especially if DD's healthy the whole season, if I just say, all right, Miles, you got it, what was the point of recruiting DD then?
That's a fair point, Kendall, and I like that you went there. But the vibe I get, we said it all in press conferences this year, Kendall. Kendall dropping bombs, dropping the truth. Okay, I see this. But we've constantly heard Coach Robinson say that there's no number one. He said it's 1A, 1B. He constantly said, I have a lot of confidence in Miles as a starter, and we believe in him. I don't think that he would have let Miles start the amount of games he did leading up to, what was that? When Didi got hurt, it was at Jackson State, and then Miles started the next 2 games leading up to the Maxi Classic, or at least the game after against Valley, because we only scored 21 points.
Yeah.
Miles has some big moments, but I just get the vibe from Coach Robinson that if I'm going to win, I'm going to win now. I'm not waiting a year. I'm not waiting 2 years, 3 years. I'm not pulling LeBron and saying not 1, not 2, not 3. No, we're here right now. We're going to win right now. And I just don't think that he will play favorites. That's just not the vibe I get from him. And also,
I don't think it's favorites. I just think that, you have enough faith in a guy to recruit him. That's your recruit. If you're looking at it, looking at it from the outside looking in, if you had all the faith in the world in Miles, you wouldn't have recruited another quarterback to take that starting spot.
Fair.
Because I mean, and I can't remember a specific example right now, but you got to think about any other college. If you got a new coach that comes in, that coach brings in everybody, or that coach brings in a whole new roster. Okay, I'll go basketball terms just because. You think about us, Alabama State in this example. Coach Madlock, he brought in a whole new roster. That team looked completely different. That's how the turnover goes. You usually don't have a quarterback, unless he's by far the best quarterback in the league, by far the best quarterback in the division, whatever. You usually don't have him starting for a new coach.
So I'm assuming you agree with this comment right here. You play on this side.
I think the stars matter, but I also think it's the fact that you're choosing between a guy you recruited and a guy you didn't recruit. I mean, like I said, what did you recruit Didi for if not to start? So, you know, and that like the reason why I'm not low on Miles as far as a starting quarterback is because I saw 2 years ago when Ryan Nettles went down, not only did Miles take the starting spot for a while, but he also was playing well, and the team was behind him too. We talk a lot about stats, and we talk a lot about, you know, what does this quarterback do? What does this quarterback do? Is this quarterback a dual threat or whatever? But I think once you boil it down, your quarterback is supposed to be a leader. Your quarterback is supposed to lead the people or lead the guys on the team.
You're right.
Guys, the Hornets, they bought into Miles. And I think that also made it difficult because it's like, yo, you got all of these guys that believe in this guy. Not saying that they didn't believe in Didi, but when Didi's not here, hey, we're good with Miles.
It's because we never established a guy last year.
It's hard to do that though, because time. It's like it's a tough position. It's really a tough position, but it's hard to do that.
I don't think that, and I'm as big as fan of Didi as I am, I don't think that this year, if he has a similar year as far as injuries wise, because on the field he wasn't the worst of the worst. I think we can both agree he was not the worst of the worst. I think he was as good, if not, I ain't gonna say better. He was as good as Andrew Body, in my opinion. Do you disagree with that? He wasn't far off.
In some situations, Andrew definitely has it over him because I feel like Andrew is at the point in his quarterback development where he makes better decisions down the stretch, or he makes better decisions in certain situations. But I feel like we compare them so much because of their playing styles. Otherwise, I don't think that they would get compared as much. But you can't even really compare their stats because Didi's stats aren't the same as if he would have started. I think he played in 9 games. Didi's stats aren't the same if he would have started 9.
And that's something that a lot of people don't take into account is the fact that Didi only played at the beginning of the season. Didi played the first 3 quarters of the Howard game, correct? Because then he had the cramp, and then they brought Miles in. Miles throws a touchdown, and then second game against Miles, he didn't play. I don't think Didi played, or he did play. And he caught the shoulder or something like that. He got hurt in a lot of games. So the biggest issue with Didi isn't play; it's being healthy. Because when he got the opportunity to play and be healthy, he was fine. See Bethune-Cookman. See the end of the A&M game when he leads them down the field on the touchdown drive. The second half, if you go look at from the second half of the A&M game to the end of the season, Didi was really, really good. You know, he threw for people don't even take this into account. The dude threw for 359 yards against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Granted, that's a bad team, but 359 yards is 359 yards. We lost the game.
I mean, I think in situations like this, man, I feel like, you know, that's the reason why Didi doesn't make a list like this. I mean, because potential-wise, I think that he could be top 10, but you're basing that off potential. Potential doesn't rank that high when you got guys that's been established or guys that have shown that they can lead a team for a whole season. So I think that's what we really got to see. But also, I like this comment right here because that's a question.
He got comp now.
Yeah, that's a question. Whether we like it or not, that's a question. It's up to Didi to prove this, to have this not be a question.
There's a lot of determining factors into this quarterback battle. I don't think Coach Robinson goes out and recruits Damon Stewart if he has. Like I said, the biggest reason I think he made this decision was based off the fact that Didi was injured, and you still have that question mark at the quarterback position. But Didi having a second year in his offense, a second year at Alabama State, it's going to, hopefully we're going to see some growth there. I think we will, because we saw him get better throughout the season.
I agree. I think one of the things that I do like about the way that Coach Robinson kind of recruited Damon Stewart he's an intriguing prospect because not only does he have, I mean, I don't even know him that well because I've never had a conversation with him. I don't want to confuse. I've never had a conversation, never had a chance to talk to him or anything. But I have, just from seeing some of the stuff he says and some of the stuff about his demeanor. He has that demeanor where I want to go to war with that guy, regardless. And I think that's one of the things that you value in a quarterback spot. But,
Ken, let me ask you this. Can I play devil's advocate for a second? Do you think that, okay, it's not devil's advocate, but do you think that Demetrius' demeanor, because very, he leads by example, was the phrase I'll use. Do you think that that's hard to get behind as opposed to a guy that's, all right, y'all, I'm here. Let's go do this. Let's go win a championship. We're going to rock out, and all y'all, we going to win the HBCU championship. Because I feel like you could be a dog with a lot of bark.
Absolutely.
Fence and go chase that.
I agree with you. I think that's kind of hard for me to say, or it's hard for me to go with the guy that talks a lot, because I've always been the guy that didn't. I've always been the guy that whenever I said something, ultimately that's when you started listening. Troy Polamalu was like that, for example. Mm-hmm. As a quarterback, I feel like you can be like that, but you have to lead well by example. You can't have games where you're kind of shaky, and then while you're shaky, you're also not rallying the troops.
Sometimes his body language wasn't the best either. As a big fan of his, they're going to sit on the bench and having the towel over your head and being kind of standoffish wasn't the biggest, wasn't his brightest moment. And I'm sure he'll tell you that wasn't his brightest moment, because we saw he was more strictly about business. One thing about Didi that I noticed, Kendall, he's never too high, never too low. Sometimes he can beat his. I think he beats himself up more than he beats up, more than he's.
He's a lot harder on himself than he should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
some of the mistakes he knows are his fault.
As far as the Damon versus Didi, I think Damon provides Didi a great competition partner. Because regardless, not only that, but they also play similar. They have like that similar type mold where it's a totally different vibe than it was with Miles as your backup quarterback. Because we were told this, and we saw this. When Didi did go down, you got to change the whole offense up for Miles. Not because Miles is a bad quarterback, but because their styles are completely different.
Yeah.
So with Damon, not only do you get that backup insurance, where I think Damon can play. Not only do you get that backup insurance, but you also get the benefit of having two quarterbacks that play the same style. I think that's going to be important for them. And I also think that makes it a little bit difficult. That makes it a little bit difficult because if you look at when they go into training camp and stuff like that, hey, if Damian doing this better than Didi, or if Didi doing this better than Dame, that's where you kind of juggle a little bit. But I do think one of the things that I want to see from Coach Robinson this season, or I want to see from the team at least, is solidifying your starting quarterback.
Early.
Prayerfully, they do that because everybody's healthy, so it's a lot easier to do that.
But I'm going to tell you this, though, too, Kendall, and a lot of ASU fans know this. Nike Willett ain't bad. That ain't a bad option. Based off what I saw in the spring game, he's a sophomore, too, as far as experience. So this will be his first year getting playing time in the game besides the UCLA. But he ain't bad option from what I've seen.
I mean, it's always good to have quarterback depth. I think that's always a good thing to have, especially when you never know when injuries might spring up. It's always a good thing to have. So
let's get to this question, Kendall. Top 5 QBs you guys are interested in seeing this year. Obviously, Didi, for the sake of us being ASU, we want to see that growth and development. I'm interested to see Jeremy Musa in the second year of his offense. Andrew Body. Trezon Connolly for sure, and I'm also interested to see this is a personal favorite of mine because I went to middle school with him. Mm-hmm. Kawhi Brown at Alabama A&M, and to see how that quarterback battle is going to happen, because I do believe I'm not going to go there yet. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would definitely say, Didi. I think that's a given. Jeremy Musa. Um, I want to see. I want to see more of Davis Richard. I want to see more of Quentin Williams, and like you said, Andrew Body as well. Um, I'm a I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch Quentin for Miles because I genuinely do want to see Miles.
I forgot about Miles. I want to see if he gonna do it Grambling.
I genuinely want to see. So mine were Jeremy Musa, FAMU, Richard from Central. Who was my other? Didi, Alabama State, Miles, Grambling, and who was my last one? Andrew Body, Texas Southern.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also keeping my eye on some sleepers because this is going to be my first time watching MEAC SWAC. I want to watch it pretty week.
Why don't we just make a joint conference, please? I know we talked about that before. Why don't we just make a joint conference? I just feel like it'll be so much easier to keep up.
I don't know, bro.
I'm sorry. It was just an intrusive thought.
Oh, I was about to say, talk to the commissioners. I don't know why you asking me.
Mama.
But nah, that definitely is a good question. Tyler Macon. What school does he play for? Tyler Macon. Or Alcorn. Got you.
Distance is hard for some schools. Fair. We have any questions, any comments? Also, we got a good amount of people here right now. Cash App, as you see across the bottom of your screen, $wildcard2K. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure y'all donate to the Cash App too. And follow Instagram, wildcard2K. Whatever makes you happy.
I am looking forward to us playing some teams where I really haven't seen us play before. Alcorn, Grambling,
Southern.
Those are my three. Like, I genuinely want to see those teams because you hear a lot about them when you're not playing them. Like, we didn't play any of them last year, but we heard a lot about them. So, I really want to see that. Plus, I'm hoping we go 2-0 against SWAC and the Fool. I'm not gonna lie.
Facts. Need a sweep.
We go 2-0 against SWAC and the Fool. They ain't gonna hit it. They ain't gonna hit it. So, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
SWAC and the Fool. We need to see y'all at the game.
That's another reason I want to see them at the game too.
Facts.
Like my man said, like the stream. I got ASU by 10 week 1. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready to do no score.
I gotta see us score 10 points first.
I don't know if I'm ready to do no score predictions yet.
Hey, Kendall, we don't even know who's gonna score 10 points. We don't even know what our offense is gonna look like. We really don't. I'm
not gonna lie. The fact that we're really witnessing humbling is crazy, bro. How you go from Bama State by 30 to I don't know if we're gonna win 10. I don't know if we're gonna score 10 points.
Because I saw us score 12 last year and struggle to score against Miles. That's what it is. I'm just being real with you.
I told you that all season. You talking about Bama State by 30? We ain't scored 30 all season, probably but one time.
One against Bethune.
Exactly.
Oh Lord, I cracked myself up. But I don't know, Kendall. I don't know. I'm hyped. I ain't gonna lie. I'm more hyped to see us against Grambling because I want to end this noise. I want to end the noise and shut everybody up because whatever. Relax, Kendall. It's not that funny. It's not that funny. It's not that funny.
What's that?
I don't know. It was just,
I don't know what that was either. I ain't never seen him do that, and I've known this man for 2 years.
Hey, man. Hey. No. I slapped my thigh. I slapped my
What is that, bro? I
slapped my thigh. If we don't start Davis, we win this season. We started Davis last year and ended the season with a winning record.
But he didn't. You're right.
I mean, he didn't play every game, but he started. He was a starter on paper.
For the first game, he was the starter. So that's
He
enough.
was starting every game.
All right, bro.
Like you said, though, Kendall, another big thing. Like you about Coach Robinson, getting a guy and sticking with a guy. I don't want to see when Didi start playing bad or making mistakes. All right, let's throw you in there. Let's throw you in there. And now we got a conversation.
Did he really do that though?
I would say against Prairie View, he did that. I would say. I think.
Actually, I'm gonna let you finish. Then I'm gonna ask you.
I think obviously he got hurt against Jackson State, but we remember one game last year when he said if this was a SWAC championship, Didi would have went back in the game. You remember him saying that?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like he said that like.
All right, no, not too much. Not too much on my boy. Not too much on my boy.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like he said it about 2 games.
Okay.
I don't remember the one game that you were talking about, but I know he said that about 2 games.
It was a home game. I'm pretty sure it's Prairie View.
Yeah. Which one you about to click
on? This one.
Okay, good. I was about to do the same thing, my man. Didn't nobody look good in the spring game. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That our spring game, at least the way that we do it,
you can't really judge it.
Yeah, I'm not judging much off of our spring game. The way that we do that, I'm not judging it. I'm sorry.
And y'all gotta remember this too. A lot of people don't take into account. Y'all keep up with every other quarterback as far as what their injuries history is. Didi actually had, I want to say he had an off-season shoulder surgery back in January.
He did.
So he's still recovering from that. I think with a full off-season within the system, it's going to look a lot different.
Last year he came after he didn't play the spring game.
He committed the day before the spring game.
Yeah, his commitment was
Because remember, we weren't sure if Ryan or Miles are going to transfer.
It usually is. I don't know, and y'all can tell us. I don't know of other SWAC schools, of other MEAC schools, other HBCU schools in general. I don't know if y'all spring game is kind of more like a makeshift type practice. But that seemed like that's the type of timing that we're on. That part I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's to help with player safety or whatever, but I don't really know.
That's another thing too. I know I keep saying that's another thing, but that's another thing. The offensive line wasn't the greatest either. That's probably the biggest outside of quarterback, and I may even say it's above quarterback because no matter who you put out there at the running back position or the quarterback position, if your offensive line ain't good, what are we talking about?
That's fair. I mean, I think you're only as good as your offensive line. But I'm not gonna lie. If our offensive line is healthy, I think we're fine. I'll say that. I'll say that. That's gonna be my bold take of the year. That's gonna be my bold take. If our offensive line is
please,
we're straight. If our offensive line is healthy, we're straight.
Yeah, but like, how does y'all? And this is probably too long of a response for anybody to say. Our spring game is much more of how the practice goes as opposed to it being okay. Black team versus gold team.
I mean, I don't know. I would have to see it from a college perspective. Like exactly like what spring games usually look like, because I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alabama football didn't have a good spring game, but Kendall, I'll be god darn, if they don't finish in the top 5 in college football this year.
Okay, Dion.
I'm watching my language.
But no, I mean, and for what it's worth, we do have two top 20 HBCU guards as far as the College Football Network said. So, I'm putting some stock in them. I'm putting some stock in them. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try to be you for a second. I'm gonna put some stock into our guards. I'm gonna put some stock into our line.
Kendall,
if Alabama State University's line is healthy for the season, I got us having a top 5, top 3 in the SWAC. Bump it. Top three offensive line in the SWAC.
Kendall, I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician at all, but I put about as much stock in our offensive line being good as I do in Donald Trump giving a plea that I'm not guilty. I'm just saying. I
can't even argue with that one, bro. I can't.
That's where I'm at with the offensive line.
I think they're gonna come with it this season. I do think they're gonna come with it this season. I'm not gonna lie to you. That'll be my bold take for right now.
Yeah, and Michael Jordan, my dad. I don't know if Ray was hurt last year. I forgot. I didn't even know that Ray was playing last year. Just to be honest with you,
we can always look it up.
I know definitely not guilty, but I put his. My point is, I just put his. That's how much stock I put into.
Thank y'all. Thank you. Bama State Online top 3. Thank you. I appreciate it. See, you brought in some politics, and that was you. That's on you.
I'm just saying that's about as much stock as I put into us. All line being good.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That is a check I will not be writing this year. I can't lie. I don't even know what our schedule going to be, what our record going to be like. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose the first 2 games of the season.
So I just want y'all to understand, and
it's a new year. It's a new year.
I just want y'all to understand, and I want y'all to see the way that he was talking last offseason versus this offseason is completely different.
Hey, Kendall.
Completely. If I'm not mistaken, last season you said we was going to start off 3-0.
Kendall, listen.
What's up?
Listen.
That's going to be a tough game.
If anything,
every time I've seen them play, that's going to be a tough game. I'm sorry.
Over the last week or two, we all know on this stream how much I have been reminded of my words from last year. We all know how much I've been reminded of my words from last year. It's a new year. I'm humbled. Based off of last season, we had a winning season. We did indeed. However, I saw us play in the spring practice. No, my faith not hurt. I'm just being real. What? How the song goes? Gotta be real. You gotta be real. You have to be growth. Expectations.
He needed it. He needed a little bit. After he said, "What did
I
you
didn't even need this shit on."
That's fine, but after you said we was gonna be A&M by how much? No, you said we was gonna beat them by like
right? We beat them though, right?
we did.
That's the point.
We did. Okay, fair.
That's all that matters. We beat them.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
I'm just saying we gotta be real. That's all. I'm no longer saying scores by this. I'm not a betting man. I'm not saying no numbers and then like that. I'm just saying this. I'm going to
this whole prediction schedule. Oh wow.
Kendall, this is my new formula for this year. I'm no longer going off the base the full season. I'm going week to week, game by game. And don't let us be looking in November after the Classic, and we have 0 losses. Because it's very, very possible we have no money games this year, It's strictly ball. Every game is a winnable game. Are we gonna win every game? I don't know, but we'll see.
You just want to see us be competitive, basically.
No. Listen. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna say this at some point this season. I will. I haven't finished yet, but I'm not saying I won't say something like that at some point this season. It may be the game, the day before the game, and I may say Bama State by 100, but I'm not saying it right now. I'm not saying it right now. We're going game by game. Kendall, you can have a record prediction all you want to. I don't know what our record gonna look like. I don't.
Okay. I mean, we gonna see. I think closer we get to the season, we're gonna have some record predictions. You gotta have some record predictions for the people. Got to.
Unfortunately, we're not going to Slap Media Day. That hurts, but you know.
Yeah, that's definitely a killer. Yeah. He did get injured in the Miles game. I know 2 games. The 2 games that's popping out to me is the Jackson State game and the Miles game. I don't really know. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Kendall, I heard that the only game he was healthy this year was the Howard game, and that was arguably one of his better games.
I believe it.
They said that was
that was one of the things that I was holding on to too.
I don't want to talk about bands right now. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to talk about it.
Moving on. That's very true. I definitely think we got to start out the year strong.
If we beat Southern, Kendall, you know what? If we beat Southern, we're winning the SWAC championship. Some of your eye? I let some of your eyes on. It's a girl behind the camera or something I can't see.
Hey. So this is what I'm gonna say. Because what I want to see from us is I want to see us not be inconsistent. Because we talked about this last year. We played to the level of our competition a couple of times last season, and we got beat by inferior teams because of it. Say we do beat Southern, I need us to play well against the rest of the teams.
Miles.
If you ask me, I don't care what nobody else says. If you ask me, Miles is comp regardless. I don't care. Miles, they may not be comp the rest of the season, but when they play us, they're comp. I got respect for Miles. So I ain't just gonna say, "Oh, Miles is a pushover." I ain't gonna say that.
Kendall, I don't get Tom Brady quarterback. We gonna struggle with Miles.
That's just how it be. I don't know how to explain it. That's just how it is.
Yeah. It looks crazy from the outside looking in, but I promise y'all, Miles is like that. Miles is tough. At least against us.
And I'm gonna talk about a streak that we got going on. I don't want to talk about it right now, but I'm gonna talk about it after we play him because I don't want to jinx nothing. But
hey, hey, Kendall. Our first year we met within the first week of school. We almost lost.
Nah. I'm trying to think. Was that the one where it was like
14? We won by field goal.
Oh, okay, all right. You was there for that.
Yeah. Like we won the national championship.
Yeah, it was tough. Dang, it was tough.
Last year, I can't remember how last year went though. Let me do some research real quick. Hold on. Keep going in the comments, Kendall.
I feel like that's probably the strongest part of our team is our run defense. I think our run defense is really good. So,
as long as Bubba's healthy.
So I think we'll be straight with that, to be honest with you. Obviously, Southern, like you said, they're deep at running back. With teams that are real deep at running back, you gotta continue to hammer them down because if not, one RB go out, another one come in, fresh legs, it's over with. So, I definitely Sure.
Kendall, we just have a bad habit of playing with our food too much. Like instead of putting teams away, we like to play around and let them hang around. And when we should be up, double-digit points.
Or we make mental mistakes that keep them in the game.
Yeah, or we don't hit extra points, or we fumble on the goal line. Let's see.
Yeah, that was it. Okay, that was it.
Let's see. All right.
We gotta look back and confirm this. I don't remember. I really don't. I know we was hyped. But I don't remember if we carried them off. I guess we did. Dang.
Is it adding? Is letting me answer the stream?
Yeah.
Come on, Wi-Fi. Come on, phone. I mean, computer. Stupid.
I was about to say, well, you gotta stop double tapping. I bet.
Look at that beautiful stadium, man.
What are you talking about, bro?
Oh, you can see the schedule right now?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see it. I don't know what's going on my end. I'm sorry, bro. There we go. Yeah. I can see it now. There we go, Stuart. There you go. It's Stuart, man. Okay. Here we go.
God. Bro, why you come on, bro.
Look. We're gonna zoom in on it. Yeah, we can't see the Auburn loss. Sorry, y'all. My fault. 14-30. That was the field goal game last year. Well, 2021. That was awful. Did we play them in that spring? No, we didn't play them in that 2020 year. That was all swag opponents. Now let's see. What was the score? Oh, we beat them by. For some reason, Kendall, I don't remember how this game went. The 21-13. Actually, I do. Yeah, we scored. I think we scored 21 in the first half and never scored again.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because Didi got hurt that game too.
Yep. We thought we was going crazy, and then we went on one of the biggest scoring drives I've ever seen in my life.
They was doing trick plays. They was doing stuff I ain't never seen them do. I said, "Oh,
we could have blown out. They finna kill us.
Looking good."
And next thing you know, we couldn't. What's that? What's a southern term? We couldn't find a needle in a haystack. Like God, bro.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. You know I'm a northerner, so I don't know all of that.
You close. You've been in the South long enough.
Okay, what that mean? I'm still a northerner, true and true.
No, we made a field goal in overtime to win.
Yeah, we ain't get a what? We didn't get a field goal, or did we miss a 2-point conversion? Or did we miss an extra point, or did we get a 2-point?
I'm not gonna go back and rewatch this game because probably it's gonna make me mad even more.
Bree, chill on me, Bree. Bree, chill on me. Shout
out to Bree.
Right. Trying.
He said Miles went scoreless for 3 quarters against Miles.
Crazy how life works, ain't it? Miles played the rest of the game and never scored. Yep.
Fact.
Yep.
And another thing, this is beyond me. You have 2 unproven commodities at Grambling right now. What has Hugh Jackson showed you that has said this dude is a winner? You talking about the same coach doing 0-16 in the NFL?
Don't wait a minute. Time on. Hold on. Okay. Whoa.
I know that's your guy. I know.
Yeah, we ain't accepting no Hugh Jackson slander, especially not pro coach.
But if you can't win in the pros, do you know how much it takes to lose every single game? Do you know how bad you have to be?
Kendall, did you see the roster, bro?
Kendall. I don't care. Do you know how 16 NFL? It's 18 now or 17 now. I can't remember. I think it's 18. To lose every single game. Every game? How bad can you be? But now you want to bring in Miles Carley, who didn't even start over the guy that was so bad at quarterback. And you think you're going to win a SWAC championship? What's the Southern term? Wait, according to my mama, where they do that at? Where they do that at?
I'm pretty sure that's Ebonics. I don't know if that's just a Southern term.
I don't care. Where they do that at?
Hey, Khalil.
Hmm?
Who do you know who their starting quarterback was?
Who? Gremlin?
No, that 0-16 team that you're talking about.
Who was it?
Deshaun Kaiser.
Okay.
This is rookie season too.
Kendall.
Name one thing. Name one thing Deshaun Kaiser did in the NFL.
Got drafted.
Okay, thank you. I rest my case. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. They did have Isaiah Crowell on that team.
He suited up. He got drafted.
Yeah. Okay, and so did Jamarcus Russell.
Okay, he had a good season. He just got,
And?
a couple, too many.
Thank you. Ooh, thank you. I didn't even know he played for the Browns.
Kendall, but he was in Cleveland for more than 1 year, and he didn't win a game. I think he won one maybe.
Wait a minute, whoa. You was just talking about the 0-16 season. That's the one that I was talking about. You can't say he was in Cleveland more than 1 year and act like the man ain't win no wins. That's not true.
Hey, look, y'all.
The
only reason he's talking about Hugh right now is because Hugh gave him an interview with the Spike Media Day last year. That's the only reason he wired for Hugh like this. Other than that, he don't care about Hugh.
The same way you didn't care about Dion once we started playing him, but before at Swag Media Day, you was all excited when you saw him, when you walked past him.
Hey, not too much.
I have it on video, bro. Don't play. Come on. Okay, thank you. All right.
Exactly.
I was waiting on you to see this.
Jesus. You just ruined my man's career. Nah.
Unfortunately not.
Not this year.
Unfortunately not. Internships.
Wow, Lord. Kendall, please don't click this comment.
Which one? Oh.
I'm about to block it. Oh, I can't block it. He already got it up there.
Yo. So basically, so one of the things that we was most excited about, because me and him hadn't seen Dion yet. We was excited to see him. We pull up the Swag Media Day and everything. He's not there yet. Him and his son and Travis, they're not there yet. So Khalil leave. Most of the other teams are already here. So me and OG Kenneth Dean, we sitting at the table. Khalil go to the bathroom. Apparently, while Khalil go to the bathroom, he walked past Dion, and when Dion walking in with his entourage, so he walked past Dion. He told me about this too. He said the night before, he said he had a dream. He said he had a dream.
Okay, hold on. No, you're lying. You're lying. No,
I'm not. Lying. You said I had a dream.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was going to see Dion. And he was going. He like something happened. It was an interaction between y'all, and you said you had a dream about it. So I said, okay, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but all right, bet. He walked past Dion. He gets starstruck. He's going to the bathroom. He don't even remember what he was doing. He didn't even go to the bathroom after this. He followed them back in there. Yo, literally, Dion walking this way, he walking this way. That video that y'all just saw, he turned around and followed them back into the.
Oh, listen. Okay.
That video.
Are you done? Are you done?
Sure. I'm done for right now. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me tell y'all the real story. So we went to Swap Media Day. I didn't say nothing about no dream. Maybe I did. I don't think I did. This head is kind of big right now. You see the forehead kind of big. I got a lot of thoughts in here. I don't have a great memory. We got a big head, no memory. But I told Kendall as we were sitting at the table, I said, I feel like I'm gonna see Dion at a time I least expect. Because that's usually what happens. That's usually what happens.
Okay, you did say that. wait.
Okay, relax. And then I decided to hop up and go to the bathroom. And as I go to the bathroom, I see a whole bunch of a big entourage. It felt like a tornado coming, like a hurricane. You know how when you sitting outside and you see the storm and you feel the wind just whoosh. I see it's just like it was like Black Jesus. I was like, it's like Jesus. I just play it's blasphemy. But no. I saw a bunch of people coming in because Kendall, if y'all know Dion, that dude traveled deep. And he be having 100 people following behind him wherever he go. So I leave out the bathroom. As soon as I come out the bathroom, I'm coming out this way. Him and Shador and Travis almost ran me over with his scooter, by the way.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie real quick before you say anything. Bro, Travis, I ain't never seen a dude roll into a place, to a spot, swaggier on a scooter than he did.
No,
he
for real.
in that zone some more.
He did. He swagged that thing up. But hey, he learned from the best though.
Like a glazed donut.
Yeah, relax. But no, he then I came in, he came in. And then actually, Kendall, I was about to have my moment. And keep it this in my mind, y'all. I just wanted to interview the man. And me and Kendall had been talking about what are we gonna ask? What are we gonna ask this man? What are we gonna ask Dion? We were researching the players the night before. We had a question on a notepad. And then I was like, I said, Kendall, I'm gonna do my interview. I don't care if I ask the man what the spray he used on his hair because it's not a real hairline. It used to be bald. And then I go over. I see him at all the media leaves his table, and it was like the clouds were opening to go into heaven. I said, I'm gonna get my chance. And as soon as I walk over there, Kendall Kobe Mans is sitting at this table, and he says, "Hey man, don't bother him. Don't bother him." I said, "Why?" He said, "He just said he don't want to be bothered." I said, "Can you leave me alone?"
Hey, pause 2 times. You ain't lying. Okay, so first thing, Dion probably used the same thing that LeBron used on his hair. That's the first thing.
Same thing I need to be using.
Huh?
Same thing I need to be using. Go ahead though.
You ain't. Never mind. I ain't gonna.
Relax.
I'm not gonna go. But the second thing, I said that because he literally right before he walked up there, y'all, he said, "I don't like. Let me eat. Like I don't want to be bothered right now." He said that to a whole bunch of media because media was on him the entire time we was there. They didn't leave his side. I'm talking they might have been part of the entourage the way that they was on him.
Shoot, you ain't lying.
So Khalil try to walk his little happy, excited self over there like he about to get a full-fledged interview.
He made eye contact. He looked at me, I looked at him. He knew what time it was. No pun intended.
I'm not gonna lie, we gotta start flipping these. Because he looked at me and I looked at him and he knew what time it was.
Okay, never mind. That sounded terrible. That sounded bad.
Oh my God.
That sounded bad.
Oh wow.
That sounded bad.
Yeah. I was trying to help him out. Because the last thing I wanted is for Dion to get on. That's the last thing I wanted. Especially with how excited he was. Now we got the Shador interview. He did get that. Oh yeah, we got both of them. So he was real happy about that. He was real excited. Shador showed off the chain and everything, and Khalil's eyes started glistening and stuff like that.
No, I didn't do all that. I said Shador. I said that's a hard chain. He said, "What'd you say?" I said, I like the chain. He said, "Appreciate it." I
Yeah, he was talking about this joke. He was talking about those moments for the longest time. It was hilarious. Like he was so excited about it. But it was a great time though. All jokes aside, it was a great time. It was a hilarious moment.
Shout out Andrew Body for interviewing with Kendall too.
Oh yeah, that's when I became an Andrew Body fan. I was a little bit of one before that, but that especially.
Oh, I don't. We knew y'all, but I don't think that if we would have saw y'all, because one thing about Kendall ain't good with faces at all, nor names.
I'm better with faces than I am with names.
Whatever, not the point. Yeah. What? I don't remember. This was last year, as in 2020.
I don't know when you said that. Yeah, this was last year.
Yeah.
That was funny, bro. I needed that laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because we went on what last.
We went on after. When did we go on? Was it the Dion situation? No, it wasn't Dion.
It was last football, so it was like.
I'm saying, like, which game was it though?
Shoot, I don't know.
You know, we got a whole bunch of calls at that Jackson State game. We got a whole bunch of calls. Our social media was blowing up.
Yeah, you were still talking trash, so I mean, it was early.
Hey, it was
early. I do remember that much.
Hey, shout out Swacking the Fool though. Shout out Swacking the Fool.
Y'all got any more questions for us?
We got some good receivers. Don't do that now. We got a squad of receivers.
High school receivers. What?
Levante is a transfer. Keyshawn's been there 4 years now? Over with.
We're gonna see about that.
I'm not gonna say nothing yet though, but they're not gonna take over the Nets. Fam, you took over the Nets last year. They did. They definitely did.
I think that is and Bad Mistake won't take over FAMU this year. Stamping it.
You can't even say that confident.
Wow. I wish we had like a church organ or something that we could play. Not that. Not that.
Kendall, you went to the game we played at FAM in 2022, right? 2021.
Mm-hmm.
How did we play in the atmosphere? Like, do you think that we okay, it was bad, but do you think that we could have won that game?
In what world?
I guess the answer to my question.
Like, bro, we played.
Was it ASU beating themselves, or was it FAMU just being better than us?
As JR would say, it was a slobber knocker. Bro, they killed us.
It was 21-0 or 28-0.
Dog. They killed us.
Okay.
We had 3 different QBs and none of them could do anything. It was bad.
Isaiah Land's a monster. You can make a little prediction. Part of me wants to say Levante. I don't know if Levante going to start the season off, but I think Keyshawn's going to be the number one guy.
I agree. I think like you said, I think Keyshawn, like he got all of the confidence that he had last season. I feel like he's definitely going to carry that into this upcoming season. And I feel like he's definitely going to shine, especially now that, you know, we don't have Jeremiah Hickson on our team anymore. So I feel like he's given a bigger opportunity to shine more consistently throughout the season.
Is this true, Kendall?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't know if they scored I think they scored like the first possession they had and maybe another one. But yeah, that second half, it was kind of just like, yeah, this is over. Because like you said, they only scored 28 points, but the game how they started the game off, it never felt like we were really in reach.
That could be true.
Possible.
Absolutely should. Levante Chenault is. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all remember how Odell tore his ACL in that Super Bowl game, and he was dominating before he tore the ACL. That's how Keyshawn. That's how Levante was against Jackson State. That his first drive, Kendall, let him know he had about 3 catches. He was cooking. He was cooking.
His first drive, like. That's one thing that I've always loved about Levante's game. Watching him last season, he always rose to the level of his competition. When he played UCLA, like in my opinion, he was by far the best receiver in that game up until he got injured. Like he was you could just tell that he got up for those type of games. Whatever kind of game it was, whether it was a homecoming game versus Jackson State or whether it was a big time program like UCLA, he always got up for those games. So that's probably the biggest thing for me. He's a big time player.
Keep in mind, y'all, ironically, guess what school he came from? Colorado. Not Deion's got up. Not Deion's got up. We will be there. We were talking about this last week. We will be there.
I'm never missing an opportunity to go to Tally. Never.
For a multitude of reasons.
I'm never missing an opportunity to go to Tally. I will be there for the football game, and I'm going back up.
Jalen Jones made a video about him last week. That dude was a monster. Monster. Yeah, whatever. We're not coming there to hang out in the end. If we go there, we win. We gonna win.
I like Harrell too. That's a freshman. That's a freshman wide receiver. I'm gonna be doing a video.
Harrell.
Yeah, I mean,
Mr. Florida. I'm not worried about a running back room. To be honest with you, I'm really not.
Who's the RBs on our roster? I know we got.
Howell was the starter.
Jawan Howell, and expect Nazareth Bryant to really come into his own too.
And we also got a transfer from UAB though. Don't forget about him. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now, but
you said a transfer from UAB.
Yeah, I don't think the roster updated if you look at the roster.
Anthony Gates.
Anthony Gates. Yeah.
Nazareth Bryant. That is somebody that I've been looking forward to see play. If y'all don't know, that's number 17. He's been a kick returner, punt returner, and backup RB for us for a while. So I think he's gonna have his moment to shine as well. Because one thing about us, our running back room, we're always open to allowing our running backs to shine. Who you talking about?
Interesting. I think it's gonna be interesting seeing.
He played at Bama too.
I didn't know that. I think it's gonna be interesting seeing Jawan get the bulk of the carries, Kendall, because we saw what he did last year with, getting like 2 or 3 carries a game.
I think so too. I agree with you.
Yeah, Jawan is that guy though. Jawan is that guy. It's Jawan, and Jawan is a when you see him run, it's power. I think you can agree with this, Kendall. He run with a lot more oomph than Ja'Cory. When he come downhill, he looking to make contact. He's initiating the contact. You're not going to hit him and knock him off his goal of his own.
I feel like he was a great he had a great balance of being like he had a little shiftiness to him, but he could also run you over too. So.
This is Kendall's favorite thing. So we click at the same time.
Yeah, we both clicking on the same time. I hope so. I really do. If y'all know me, y'all know I've talked about this a lot. As far as when you have running quarterbacks, which we have 2 of now, 2 plus maybe, of now, you got to utilize your tight ends at some point. I personally believe our offensive line is going to be stronger, so I think that'll free up our tight ends to go from blocking tight ends to more receiving tight ends, and I'm hoping we can do that. I'm hoping that there's a little bit more, parity as far as the personnel that we use. I'm hoping so. I said all of that to say I'm hoping so. I really do, because we got some talented tight ends on the team.
Jalen Lay got to show up this year, Kendall. He got to show up.
As long as you pay that close attention to him like you did last year. I think I'll trust you on that.
Didn't see this.
Yeah, I did not see that.
Can you tell us what the comment was?
See if I can find it as well.
A feeder school, as in us being the ones that they take from, or they transfers come to. I can see both. I do think a lot of these Power 5 schools like to take some of our players, our star players. I ain't gonna say no names because I ain't gonna do all that. But I'm not gonna say the comment I told you when I said in our group chat last week. I'm not gonna say that.
Basically, like JUCOs now. Dang.
To a degree, the way I'm not gonna say it's true, but the way they're utilized is definitely. I definitely see that because you see it with Didi. He was struggling to play at Auburn, wasn't getting him any playing time. Come to state, you're the starter, for better or for worse. And a lot of times these guys can be the starter based off of just their stars, but both of us know stars don't mean nothing. They really don't.
He should have been defensive player of the year for the season last year.
He was better than Aubrey Miller.
I think he got screwed over personally. But yes, he should definitely be preseason SWAC DP.
If he don't win this year though, Kendall, it's gonna be him or Adrian. I can say that right now.
I mean, my whole thing is this is a guy that's been injured in Bubba. This was a guy that was injured literally most of his whole career. He finally plays a full season and he leads one of the best defenses in the SWAC. And has very impressive numbers too.
Didn't he lead the FCS in tackling? I know he led the SWAC for sure.
Yes, he did. How he didn't get it, I have no idea. But that was the biggest snub I've seen in a long time.
I couldn't make the argument he was better than Isaiah Land the whole season.
I'm pretty sure he also played more games than him too. Because Isaiah didn't play the first. It was
Isaiah also he played the first 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you could put Bubba, I think really and truly. Nah, nobody forgot Adrian. Trust me, Adrian doing just fine right now.
He said he'd be forgetting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We didn't forget about nothing.
Yeah. That's a dude right there. That's a dude right there for sure. As far as the feeder school comment, I mean, I think you can definitely see it because the way that I feel like HBCUs can kind of be viewed, they can kind of be viewed as like a two year thing. Where okay, I may not get the offers that I want. I'm gonna ball out of this HBCU for 2 years and then I'm gonna go wherever I want to go. I definitely think that's a stigma, and if that's not a popular stigma, I think it's definitely going to become more popular because I don't see that stopping. Unfortunately, it's also a thing where you got NIL deals, and some programs, other places that aren't HBCUs can offer better, or FCS in general can offer, maybe better incentives or something like that.
Us this year, New Mexico State,
better opportunities. So it's kind of it's tough. It's tough, but I would love to have like a full-on conversation, with a lot of different people, whether it's SWAC and Fool, whether it's Blue Buzz, whether it's whoever, to kind of understand, like, is there anything we can do about it? Because that is a big problem. I agree with y'all when y'all say that. That is definitely a big problem.
Make sure y'all donate to the Cash App. Wildcard UK.
Who won SWAC Freshman of the Year last year?
Probably somebody from Jackson State. Remember, they swept those awards heavily.
Probably. I can't remember, bro. It's no way in the world he shouldn't have won it though.
Kevin Coleman. Yep, I know
that. Bro. I get the dominance. I understand, but at the same time, let somebody have something. Golly, like you said, a Jerry West finalist. How does that not entail
Jerry Rice? Jerry Rice. He said Jerry West.
Jerry Rice, my fault. Shout out the logo. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me though.
But you know, Jackson State pretty much they swept those awards the whole last year. I guess it was more of a deal of the best team has the best players, and it wasn't really. I don't know who the voters are. They need to let us vote though. Let me vote. Let me get a vote. I make Didi the freshman of the year and player of the year.
Yeah, we know. We know. The coaches and media. I can see the media because even the coverage of them. Like realistically, how much we just talked about 10 different quarterbacks from 10 different schools that aren't Jackson State. How much coverage did some of them get? SIDs
and coaches? Don't tell me Fred voting for Kevin Coleman now. I shot to Fred. Who do you think got coach of the year?
Yeah, Dion coach of the year. Yeah, Dion coach of the year. If they getting swag freshman of the year and DPOY, they're definitely getting coach of the year for sure.
Unanimous.
Tragic.
I don't even know if Bubba made a all team and all. Well, did he? I think he made an all. He made some team. I'm not sure if he made all SWAC team or not. I can't.
Well, both parties got the credit then. If that was the case, so that didn't really prove anything.
I think me and Kendall both have said before, Dion is not a great he's not a great play caller. I don't even know if he calls the plays. Dion is a great marketer and a great recruiter. I think he got in that celebration ball, he got out coached. Against us, I'm not saying he got out coached, but Dion definitely could have beat us. They should have beat us by more than they did, just based off their talent. I don't think he utilized the talent the best.
I agree, but I also think that you were talking about when you have an abundance of talent, people are always going to question your coaching acumen. That's always been a thing. You look at the NBA, Steve Kerr, they say, okay, you had 3 All-Stars, you had 4 at one point. Obviously, you're going to win. You're this, you're that. What happens when you don't have that? You take away the talent. How good of a coach are you? I think that's always a thing. But, I mean, talent wins you games. So it's kind of a give and take with that.
Very true. Very true. I just remember a lot of our players got snubbed off some of those lists. Defensively, we should have had a couple. I think maybe Brandon Gaddy should have made something. I think he did. Natron Ogletree.
I think it was Arshad and Bubba was the only 2 that made some. I think
Adrian made some too. I think he had to. Matter of fact, if he didn't, that's crazy.
I can't remember.
We gotta have these lists in front of us, but it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Real cool. You got anything else, bro?
Nah. Make sure y'all like the stream. Donate to the Cash App. Subscribe. You see the subscribers. We are at currently 481. You know what that means? Exactly. Insane. But
Travesty.
Yeah. What was I saying? Donate to the Cash App. We're 481 subscribers right now. We
rolled to 500. 500.
Kendall, we need 500 for the summer's over. That's easy work. That should be easy work.
Slight work.
We could really get that in 2 weeks, but you know.
Hey, as long as y'all keep supporting us, keep sharing, liking, commenting, subscribing. Hey, we're gonna get that 500.
Let's speak on this. Our content last week we didn't get everything we wanted to get done due to the fact that the NBA draft was going on and Kendall worked 17 hours. I worked 12 hours in one day. Point is that was last week was kind of hectic, and it's going to get more hectic on Kendall's behalf. He's headed to Las Vegas now. If he has good Wi-Fi, we could see something potentially, but the time zone will be a little different.
Yeah, I'm gearing up. I'm gearing up to go to Las Vegas for the Atlanta Hawks for summer league. So I'm gonna be there for 10 days. Really excited for that. First time in Las Vegas. So I'm excited, y'all. Definitely excited. But I'm gonna try my best to get as much content as I can because, like I said, I can't depend on the Wi-Fi. Try to get as much content as I can. Hopefully, get some content to y'all. In the next couple of weeks, and then be able to release some.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Point is, if we slow down a little bit over the next couple of weeks, we're not gone. We're far from gone.
Yeah, we ain't on that hiatus stuff no more. We here to stay this time.
Yes. So as soon as Kendall get back from Las Vegas, we back on the ground running, fully sweat. That's when the media day will be happening. I'm sure we could probably watch the stream of it. I don't think is ESPN gonna be there this year. I doubt it.
We gonna see. We gonna see. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that since the prize possession Deion Sanders isn't there anymore, I'm hoping that they still give us some love. But I guess we're gonna see. I guess we're gonna see what happens.
Real quick, 2004, 1991. Anyways, yeah. So if we slow down the content, keep supporting, make sure y'all interact with us on Twitter because we have some great conversations on there. We may even do a Twitter space at some point, but who knows? But
Twitter and IG, we gotta get more serious about the IG. We also trying to put a TikTok together too. Try to get as much content as we can up there for y'all.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a given. That's a given. That's a given.
For
sure. That's definitely a given.
Yeah, we gotta give it the Blue Bloods too, for sure, man. Gotta get the Blue Bloods.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of people we need to reach out to. We got a couple things up our sleeve.
A lot of collaboration opportunities, especially with Martin Luther Stewart right here. So
relax.
Just saying. So we definitely got some content coming for y'all. We appreciate the love. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us. It's y'all making dreams come reality. So we really appreciate it for sure.
Absolutely. That being said, we appreciate you guys tuning to the show. Great show, Kendall. Great job, man. Thank you, fans, for interacting with us. And we will see y'all next time. I don't know when next time is going to be, but, we'll see you next time. Stay tuned.
Love y'all. Be blessed.